Good afternoon, foreheads. How are we doing today? It's your boy, Do It With Dan, and we're back at it again in the shop. And today we're working on the 73 Camaro. Now, there's been a little bit of updates since the last time you guys saw this car, and for good reason. There's been a lot of things going on with the car. Mostly I've been waiting on parts, but what you guys see in today's video will be kind of up to speed, getting caught up to where we left off and what we've got next. There have been a lot of developments with this car, mostly bad. The more we dig into it, the worse it gets, but I think we're finally at rock bottom. I don't think that we can go any deeper than this. Also ignore the RPG microphone stand. I am gonna be offering this on the website relatively soon. I just don't know if it'll get done before the holidays. But RPG cutouts coming soon. I've been waiting on quite a few things, whether it be parts or deliverables. So let's just get into it. So today's video started out with my buddy Captain and I pulling the windshield and back glass. This actually took place over a couple of months ago, and I've been in a kind of a spot since I started. So we'll explain here just a minute. I think it's probably better that I show you. So it is time for us to remove the windshield. I've got my good buddy Cap here. Cap, come here, you gotta. My good buddy Cap, he's gonna help me pull the fucking windshield out, which is gonna be fun.
Should go smooth.
This is his like second or third time doing this. I've never done this, but we have Amazon special link for this in the description. Yeah, we do built tools. I'm sure these are super high quality, but it's a windshield puller.
Professionals use these. Hopefully we don't break this thing.
We probably will. The goal is to not break the glass.
Let's not.
So we got a couple different tools. We have like a garrote wire, essentially. Oh my God, it's literally like a wire. And then you have your hand tools, which you use and you feed the wire in between the gasket and the inside of the car, and then you just kind of like saw it back and forth. Didn't that guy do that? Did he cut his arm off in that Hillary Clinton movie?
James Franco?
Yeah, didn't James Franco do that?
I think he used like the Rambo knife.
And you got a couple different, you got a feeding tool and then a pry tool that we probably won't use. And then this was another tool that I saw on the YouTube video where you wedge it in between and then you use this and you just pull it along. I don't know what's gonna work best.
Oh wow, that's a razor blade type situation.
Yeah. There's actually a spot down here already where there's almost like no sealant between here and there. So that might be a good place for us to start. And it's a good...
Might be why that's rusted right there.
Yeah, you're gonna say.
Is it literally just like...
You're literally supposed to cut this off as you need it.
It's like it's literally just like safety wire. My dikes.
Is that word still okay?
I don't think so. I think it's offensive. You can literally see the air here. Let me run it through my end.
Okay,
Might
yeah,
be
you
easier.
can see it.
That is so insane how there was a gap already there.
All right,
So how do we do this?
I would assume that's it.
Oh, I guess I'll just follow you on the inside.
That's the only thing I can think to do. We might have to take the windshield wipers off to get over there.
Nice. I didn't know it was that easy.
Just kind of keep it angled like that.
Was there instructions?
I didn't see any. We're men. We don't need instructions.
Yeah, I'm with you. But
I'm not the smartest man.
But I know what love is. And then getting AIDS.
And leaving me with the baby. No one ever questions that. It's like, she just used him and then just dipped out. Left him with a kid.
He was retarded.
Oh, no, 100%.
I feel good about
I don't think
that.
that word's supposed to be said either, but here we
No, I
are.
still use retard. Oh, it's working.
Back up this way.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Why everybody's trashing all these moves? Ooh, easy there.
Is it really not?
Push up again.
Oh my God. Look at that.
Man, that was unreasonably easy.
Oh, way easier than I
That was...
So yeah.
It wasn't even
I didn't
connected
pay
at certain
attention to
points.
Booyah! Very nice. Fuck your life, bing bong.
Yeah, so this is a big part of the area that I was talking about. This all needs to be repaired. It's just eaten away. I'm gonna have to really go in here and strip the A-pillar. Fuck, that's rough. There was no sealant down here, none. So yeah, look at this. This is all need to be repaired too.
This almost looks new.
This looks replaced.
It looks like it's new.
That's what I'm saying. I think this has been
This
replaced.
is like a cap, because look right here where it's like they hammered it over. It smoothed it out right here.
Oh yeah.
Before they hammered it over.
This has been repaired before.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have
that's
to
body
do it.
sealant right there.
I'm gonna have to do it right.
Yeah, because look, here's the original pot rivets, and they just drilled them out, and they're not even through that.
Now the rear might be original. God dang, Captain, get it. Are we gonna be able to remove both front and rear glass before Freebird finishes?
That was on it, dude. This thing is fucking actually working great. I mean, I bet that a different windshield would give a lot more fuss. But with it being such an old car,
found a spot where it wasn't adhered really good. You just clean that up with like a disc right here.
Yeah, I could smooth that out.
I don't think you need to replace this.
No, I don't think this is gonna need to be replaced.
There's no rust right here.
No, which is
There's no rust right here on the top of the package tray. So.
And this is, I'm gonna do a custom.
This is all surface, but you're gonna cut this out or just do something with what's here.
I might do some speakers back here. I don't know if I'll do subs. I might do like 2 10-inch subs back here.
Are you gonna keep the back seat?
No, back seat delete for sure.
Just do subs in the back then.
with the windshield gone and accompanying trim, it was easy to see how fucked I was. Underneath the windshield, where the A-pillars are hidden, it's completely ruined. It appears as though that this car has been shoddily repaired, possibly after an accident. Not to mention that one side is completely filled with some sort of clay or sealant. I have no idea what it is, but I can't just get it out. So to see how boned we really are, I'm gonna take a wire brush and knock down some of that surface level crap, so I know how much metal is gonna be salvageable that I can weld to. At this point, I realized that it's just easier if I remove the doors. I don't know why I was holding off on doing this so much, but I will say that these doors are unreasonably heavy. Like, holy shit, crazy heavy. But the good news is that the door jambs are actually in good condition, and that the door aligning back plate is actually in good condition too. So that's like really good news. Now that I have the door off, I can really access down in this panel here, so I start by taking a wire brush and knocking away all the crap. And that's where I found the biggest problem yet. This whole panel that I thought was totally fine and had planned on welding to has actually been cut, removed, and re-welded back on. On top of that, the person who repaired it, and I use the word repair very loosely, had poorly patched some metal work and then covered it in Bondo or some sort of body filler. So I took my wire brush and just ground away the rest of the body filler, which exposed this. I don't know where to begin. I don't even know how to describe how bad this is. Pieces of metal that have been tacked in place, beat down and slapped together, and then bondoed over. You know, I don't know if this car was in an accident and then had been repaired, or if it just sat for a really long time. In the event of an accident, it would absolutely crumble. And this to me was devastating because this means I have a lot more work I needed to do. This is also the cause on a lot of delays on this car. I decided to see what kind of action I could take legally based on the way I was sold this car. And because of the way the dealership that I bought this from does things, I don't think that I have a case because of how old the car is, how long ago I purchased the car, and a few other factors. I was advised not to work on this car in the meantime while we were talking about our options and possible legal options that we could pursue. It'd be one thing if I was given this car or had a huge chunk knocked off or however things go with other YouTubers, but I paid cash for this car. And the amount of money that I spent on this car would make you sick because I was sold that this car was a frame-up restoration car, which was one of the main reasons that I had stopped working on this car is because I was trying to see what kind of legal action I could take. There are routes that we can take that would not benefit me or my situation anyway, and I think it's just better to move on and put in work. And that's what I'm gonna do. Since this is a big deal for me, it's nice to have good partners involved that can help me out with this, like today's sponsor, which is Mechanic Superstore. And I'll be getting some tools and stuff from them as well that will make this whole project a lot easier. They literally have everything you in your garage or your shop would ever want or need. Tools, compressors, tire stuff, tube benders, lifts, hoists, and everything in between. Like this lift right here, the AMGO Pro 12SX, which is actually great for trucks like my dually. That's something I might actually need. They also have smaller lifts for like your cars and even your motorcycles, which is actually something I also need. And this is actually where I've bought a lot of my stuff over the years for my shop and my garage, like my oil catcher hose lines. To be honest, the tire setup and alignment system would be a good choice too. They also carry all kinds of brands and they even set it up for you as well, including lifetime tech support, and they offer financing as well. My biggest need right now is their tube bender. I think I'd like to build a cage of some kind in the Camaro, and that would make it about 50 times easier. I am so tired of bending tube. If I had $1 for every time I bent tube, I'd have enough to buy the tube bender. But if you use the link in my description enough, they might just hook a Dan up. I also have a coupon code you can use, GearUp75 for $75 off your first purchase, or Salute100 if you're military, $100 off. Thank you, Mechanic Superstore, for sponsoring today's video. All right, so now you guys are all caught up to speed on what we've been doing with the Camaro. It just keeps getting worse, right? It just like the more we we dig into it, the worse it gets. However, I think we're finally, like I said, at rock bottom. I think we finally, knock on wood, are as low as we can go. But here's the good news. You can see that it's full of stuff right now. These are all metal parts for the body that I'm gonna cut and replace the best I can. So that's really good. We have a ton of stuff from Speedway Motors. Thank you very much for sending out a bunch of stuff. They sent it out a couple months ago. Now we're hopping into it. This winter, that's what is gonna be taking precedence, is the Camaro. We're gonna get this bad boy up and running. The A-pillars and the front structural of the car is so bad that I need to do a little bit more before it's ready to be like put back together. So I'm gonna use the repair panels that I have from Speedway Motors the best I can to get the body looking good. I've got my transmission, I've got my engine, I've got my belt housing adapter. I mean, I've got everything to make it work. I've got the engine mounts to go on the car. I think we're ready to put this thing back together. Just gotta make it a little bit stronger first. Reinforce some things. We gotta do some metal cutting and we gotta make it better. This part is really hard to explain unless you've worked on old cars a ton. You probably have no idea how shitty it can get, but there is a ton of seam sealer and insulation that is caked and spattered everywhere on the inside of this car, along with huge sections of rust that are not gonna hold, right? So I have two options here. I can either A, grind it out by hand, which I have tried to do. I have spent hours and hours and hours and hours grinding with angle grinders and getting the best that I can. And then I would in turn finish that by burning it out. So with a blowtorch or however, I would be burning out the last little bit of seam sealer and insulation and grinding away as much rust as I can and hoping that I get as much as I can. Or option number two, I get it professionally blasted, and that's what I'm going with. So I've got a company that is gonna come and blast the car, hopefully soon, maybe after the holidays. Which is really cool. I'm excited to share that video with you because I have no idea how tragic this thing is gonna get after then, right? But excluding that, here's the goal. We're gonna get this thing put back together and running and driving. I don't care about air conditioning. I don't care about heat. I don't care about it looking good on the inside. We're past that. I want this thing to be running and driving, and I want to beat the fucking brakes off of it. It's got a great drivetrain. We've got a built transmission, built axle, Detroit speed suspension, and a bunch of Holley performance goodies. So my goal is just to get this thing put back together and running so I can beat the dog shit out of it. I don't really care about a resto mod anymore. I kept spending all this time hoping to like build up enough skill so it would be perfect. But guess what's not happening? That. I'm tired of that. And that being said, I think it's time I let you guys go back to whatever you were doing. Taking a shit, watching TV, eating food, cleaning your fucking room. Enjoy your day. Fucking love you guys. Bitch.